Let me say this to you. The desires of your heart can form images for prophets to see. The desires of your heart can be picked by prophet around you. And everybody starts seeing you and they will see that desire. And they will speak as though it is God. Why do we fast and pray? So we can operate beyond the desires of people. Do you know, because we are a praying church, we have prayer platforms that goes on 24/7 here. You get what I'm saying? Praying for souls, people to come. It is possible that somebody will come to this place and hear that God is saying stay in Ibadan, and yet it is not God. You have just heard the desire of the people. Why do you pray? So you can go deeper to hearing only God. Only God. At that point, all other noises have been stilled in your soul. Are you following what I'm saying? Are you following what I'm saying? So, I was asking the other time, many of you have had experiences, right? Of moments you heard, talk to me. Some of you, it even went further to moments you saw. Huh? But yet it was not God. Now, someone is saying, what is the judge of a conviction being what God is releasing? Is it when it works? No. Sometimes it is God, and yet it won't work out because of human factor. Let me give you an instance. I will have no other person to use as an example than my wife. Please let me celebrate her. Please come. Thank you. Now, I think we were talking yesterday. Said by this time last year you were praying. Yes. Because by this time last year, I also was praying about somebody else. Do you get what I'm saying? I remember when we were running the Telegram prayer, and I see her face. I say, look at this Chinese face. Say, do you get what I'm saying? I used to say it, but I know God has forgiven me. I'll just scroll past and say, Oloji Jom Yom. I used to say it. Do you get what I'm saying? I used to say it. So, I did not even have any clue. I'm not the kind of person that would even have any clue about marrying someone in my vicinity. I was never going to try it for many reasons. Okay? So, but she kind of knew ahead. You knew ahead. Yeah. I don't know why you are laughing. Wait. This is where I'm going. How many of you can bet on it that she's not the only one who knew ahead? Many people. In fact, it is possible that there are people who have more conviction than she had. Because the probability of us talking in that line was too slim. Do you get what I'm saying? Let me say this to you. I'm coming, baby. When you are praying that God reveal your will to me in marriage, it's a wrong prayer. Let me tell you what that prayer will do. There are many people in your vicinity who qualify to be the will, but only one qualifies to be the perfect will. Your radar will begin to pick them. Marriage will work with them, but the perfect will of God will not be established. So for many, you're a young lady, you hear that 10 brothers are seeing you. It's because you are doing something right. 10 spiritual brothers. Don't cry. Why are you crying? Brothers see me. Why are you crying? It's a good thing. But it is left to you. It is even more difficult when the 10 people are spiritual people. They can call you themselves into your visions. So, you have to be ahead. How can you be ahead? Shut yourself against the noise so you can hear only God. That's not the time to exchange sweet messages, because the gate of your emotions are popped open through what enters your ears. Do Do you get what I'm saying? And for women, when you open that gate, they will see and hear in that direction. Now, this is where I'm going to. So, my wife knew that, you see that fellow preaching there, Pastor Femi Lazarus, that's my husband. And God said, it is true. But that is not the guarantee it will work. What? It is the perfect will of God, but it is not yet conclusive it will work. God also has been doing some things in my life so that by the time that time comes for that union, it will be easy for me to cooperate. Whether I cooperate, whether I now align with God here or not, will be a function of my private cooperation with Him. Because I may be the perfect will and yet not recognize that because I've set an idol before my face. So what happens? Many people come, but they can't recognize God's perfect will because of unfounded expectations. I told you something on Friday, that the devil will try to build strongholds in you that will look contrary to what the will of God is, because he can guess. Do you get what I'm saying? So this fellow is God's will for my life, but it is still, that's why you don't force your way on anyone. It is subject to their decision to accept it or not. You say, Pastor, what now? If God reveals someone to me, and the fellow looks at you and then say, because of one thing or the other, I don't want this fellow, what then happens to you? Are you saying God is limited? Are you saying God has now entered into scarcity of men? Are you saying God won't see that coming? Huh? Everything God does, the replacement is always close. Are you following what I'm saying? So when Saul refused to be a good king, David is currently being anointed, and he's not far. Do you get what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, the way it operates in the kingdom is that if God has something for you, and according to human factor, the fellow fails to cooperate with it, God makes what he's doing far better than what you were crying over. Do you get what I'm saying? Your destiny is not tied to anybody, it is tied to God. If they fail in their own part, God does something new.